Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's tropical update. So, Invest 96L has formed in the central Atlantic Ocean and now has a 30% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 48 hours and a 40% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 5 days. It is expected to impact areas of the central and northern Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, and eventually areas of Haiti and the Dominican Republic over the next 2 to 7 days. We also have a system to its east south of the Cape Verde Islands, but this only has a 10% chance of development over the next 5 days, and the chances have decreased since yesterday, so this is not really anything to worry about. Now, looking at the Eastern Pacific, we got one main area of concern. This area now has an 80% chance of development over the next 5 days and a 30% chance of development over the next 48 hours, and is expected to move very close to the southwestern coast of Mexico over the next few days and may make a turn towards the Baja Peninsula by this weekend. And then we have this system to its west with a 20% chance of tropical cyclone formation over the next 2 to 5 days. And this is expected to get absorbed by this system over here as it moves west-northwest. Looking at the wind shear map, looking at Invest 96L, it's currently in an area of light wind shear, but it does have a stronger shear to the north. So we're going to have to see if this shear continues to migrate west-southwest, as this could impact the system a little bit over the next few days as it moves west. The system's also dealing with a little bit of dry air as well, so I'm not really expecting much development over the next 2 to 5 days. But once we get past that, the atmospheric conditions could get more favorable for development as Invest 96L potentially moves either north or south of the Caribbean islands. Looking at the GFS model, we're going to start on the 16th. You can see the tropical wave is approaching the Windward Islands, very disorganized on the GFS model. And going into the 17th, it starts to bring some heavy rain to areas, much of the Lesser Antilles, as a matter of fact. And going into the 18th, the wave never seems to develop in the GFS. The GFS model never develops Invest 96L into anything tropical, but it does bring a lot of rain to much of the islands like Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, Jamaica even, by September the 20th and 21st. And then down the road, this is going to be something to watch, as it might try to sneak into the Gulf of Mexico by the week after next week. But this is long range, so we're going to have to take this with a grain of salt. Now, looking at the system in the Pacific, the GFS does want to develop a tropical depression or storm by Friday south of Mexico, and the GFS wants to actually make a landfall on the 17th or the 18th, somewhere in southwestern Mexico. So we're going to have to really watch this system closely, as we could be seeing some impacts across Mexico. So looking at the European model too, actually let's start off with some of the rainfall totals, because the Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, and Haiti and the Dominican Republic are expected to see possibly some flooding from Invest 96L. So areas like the British Virgin Islands, US Virgin Islands, St. Kitts and Nevis, Puerto Rico could be seeing as much as 4 to 6 inches of rain with Invest 96L, primarily falling between September the 16th and September the 20th. And then areas of the Dominican Republic and Haiti could also see 4 to 6 inches of rain. Some of these areas could be approaching 8 inches in isolated locations, which would likely be causing some flooding. across many of the islands between September the 16th and September the 22nd. And looking at the tropical wave itself, we're going to start on the 16th with the European model. So here's our tropical wave approaching the Lesser Antilles. It'll start to bring some heavy rain by the afternoon of September the 16th, and the rain will continue across much of the Lesser Antilles on the 17th, the 18th. The rain moves into Puerto Rico, and into the 19th and 20th, we see a whole bunch of rain move across Haiti and the Dominican Republic from Invest 96L. So I'm kind of concerned about flooding, but the European model does not really develop 96L into anything tropical either. But it does develop the system south of Mexico by September the 17th or 18th, and the European model moves the system south of Mexico as a tropical storm towards the Baja Peninsula by September the 19th. So we're going to have to continue to keep our eye on that one as well. Looking at the latest model tracks for Invest 96L, the models are moving it through the Lesser Antilles, the northern Lesser Antilles, over the next 3 days, to Puerto Rico over the next 4 days, and towards the Dominican Republic and Haiti over the next 5 to 6 days. One model even sneaks it towards the Bahamas over the next 6 to 7 days. And looking at the intensity for Invest 96L, most of the models keep it very weak, with only a few models taking it to tropical storm status over the next 4 to 7 days. So this is going to be a relatively weak system, but we're going to have to watch it past 7 days, because if it sneaks into the Gulf of Mexico, there could be some problems with it. So thanks for watching today's tropical update. Make sure you prepare for tropical storm conditions, potentially heavy rain across the southwestern Mexican coast and Baja Peninsula over the next 2 to 5 and 7 days. And then especially across the Caribbean, the central northern Lesser Antilles, Puerto Rico, Haiti, Dominican Republic. Prepare for some very heavy rain and potential flooding over the next 2 to 5 days and the next 3 to 6 days across the Hispaniola Islands. So thanks for watching today's tropical update, and have a wonderful day, my friends.